It's been a long way to women's suffrage. It's been a long way to go. It's been a long way to women's suffrage. But just see how we grow. Goodbye, voteless women. Farewell to anti-steer. It's been a long, long way to women's suffrage, but it's almost here.
My father was almost virulently opposed to what he called
female suffrage. Female suffrage.
I never did hear him call it, as everyone else seemed to, woman suffrage. He wrote a book about it, giving the book the title,
The female suffrage movement in the United States. The female suffrage movement in the United States.
In this, he predicted,
I predict all sorts of dire things are inescapable, bound to happen if women are ever given the vote.
he said of a very good friend of mine, who had been a close friend of my mother's.
It's all right if you want to befriend her daughter. Your mother was very fond of her, but she seems to me a very strange woman. She believes in female suffrage, but not the Christian religion.
This friend of mine, whom my father described in such a way, was a member of the Unitarian Church, and she had asked me if I would act as an usher at the National American Women's Suffrage Association.
Absolutely not. I will not have you in any way connected with such a misguided group of women.
But I have, Papa. I've already accepted.
Don't quibble with me, Francis. I said you're to have nothing to do with them, and I mean it. Do as I say, and we'll have no more arguments about it.
A long way to women's suffrage. Been a long way to go. It's been a long way to women's suffrage, but just see how we grow. Goodbye, voteless women. Farewell to anti-steer. It's been a long, long way to women's suffrage, but it's almost here.
All right, ladies, we need to prepare for tomorrow's convention. Have we all decided which subcommittee we plan to join?
Now, Georgia, everyone can't go to the convention tomorrow. Someone has to stay here and take care of Mama.
Molly, it is your turn to stay in and take care of Mama. And don't you have to hem Mrs. Wilson's dress?
I already finished Mrs. Wilson's dress this afternoon, and I didn't get to go to the last convention. Where's Ida? Shouldn't she be here helping us take care of Mama?
Now, you know Ida's off in La La Land with her husband.
Well, she needs to come help us take care of Mama.
Molly, you know I have to go tonight. I have to present all of the work that I've been doing with the children's choir from the orphanage.
Alice!
Molly, I'm sorry. There will be solos, presentations, and I have to make sure all of the full choir pieces go smoothly. I cannot let those sweet children down.
Oh, well, Georgia, maybe I could go.
I have to present the welcome first thing the day after tomorrow. It would be strange for me to welcome folks on the second day if I'm not there on the first.
I love you all, but sometimes I feel like the youngest and not the oldest. I'm always here picking up the slack around the house while you two get to go step out as advocates.
Well, the work you do around here is important.
It's incredibly important.
People don't value the work it takes to run a house, to care for folks. But if the men were doing it, they'd be sure to be in the highest paid work around. Because it's hard.
It is so hard, but I've got thoughts of my own. I've learned so much watching you all. I believe I have ideas of substance for the education subcommittee meeting and with Margaret Washington there.
I'll express your thoughts on improving our education system. I promise.
And maybe on the final day of the convention, I can stay home and take care of Mama and you.
Thank you, Alice. Thank you.
Thank you, Molly. Thank you for always keeping the house for me.
Yes, Molly. Thank you so much. We'll make sure that your voice is heard right along with ours.
Well, yeah, I just want to hear everything that happens at the convention.
We'll inform you on how the convention will when we get home tomorrow, Molly. But for now, we should focus on our best preparation.
Yes.
We have to be so well-spoken that they'll have no choice but to agree with our ideas on education.
Well, with that being said, let's get to work.
But I'll never be able to look Miss Caroline in the face again if I have to call her up now and tell her what Papa said. I've even got my badge already. She gave it to me yesterday.
Quit your sniveling. We're not going to have to call her up.
But I do. Papa said I had to tell her I can't be an usher.
He said you had to do things before you haven't done. I don't know why you feel like you should be so dutiful all of a sudden.
But this is different. You know how Papa feels about women's suffrage.
Female suffrage. I know. Everyone in Louisville knows by now, or ought to. I'll get Barton in on it and we'll set you up. So stop feeling sorry for yourself. And don't worry.
Thank you so much for coming to town for the conference. And thank you for arriving a few days early. There are so many details when one plans a national conference.
I wouldn't miss an opportunity to visit my dear friends in Louisville. And when the Mary Virginia Cook Parish plans a conference, I know it is not to be missed.
You're kind, but in all seriousness, thank you for your assistance. I know you are very busy with the school starting up.
God did not put us on this earth to struggle alone. We must encourage each other and work together. The school will be there when I return.
The National Trade and Professional School for Women and Girls in Washington, D.C. It is wonderful. You did it.
We did it. With you as chair of the Board of Trustees and God showing the way.
And your leadership running the school.
How could we not be successful?
Yes, there is still much work to do, but it is essential work.
This conference is the perfect opportunity to encourage support of the school. We must insist on industrial training for our women and girls. If our people are to ever reach beyond domestic servitude as our only way to earn a living.
Yes, but we mustn't forget that women are more than their work. We must train their minds and hearts as well.
Of course, this is where we differ from our friend, Mr. Washington.
Have you had any more conversations with Booker about the school? He has a lot of influence. Gaining his support could help the school in many ways, including fundraising.
He supports the idea of the school, but he thinks we should have started it in the South. He also doesn't believe the school can function without white donors. He doesn't agree with our insistence of funding the school through the generosity of our own people.
He certainly underestimates colored women and our commitment to education.
A mountain of nickels adds up to a lot. There are others who think this kind of school in the city of government is not wise.
There is more to Washington, D.C. than the government. And what better place to prove the skill, character, and intellect of colored women than in the city of government? Let all those white leaders see our potential. No, D.C. is the place.
Indeed, our students will have many more opportunities to gain employment outside of domestic servitude in the North.
Yes, and it is your childhood home.
That it is. It is my hope that Maggie Washington, as our keynote speaker this week, we could encourage her to influence her husband to publicly give his support to the school.
I would have much preferred you as the keynote speaker, but we must be strategic.
Indeed. This year, our efforts need to be focused on working hard behind the scenes to garner support for the school, whether through time or treasure.